Hi. So from my previous videos I've made, I showed how to build um, scripts and algorithms with IG's API, and I didn't give the code away before because I felt that IG would change the code if a lot of people started bombarding their servers. But I thought you'll never know unless you try, so I'm uploading this all my code and all my work to GitHub. Here's the project. And I want to make a video on how to actually get this project up and running. So this project is really a combination of 2 years worth of work. So all the algorithms I built, most of the scripts I've used to generate data, historical data, convert that data and so on is here. And a lot of the algorithms like the stop loss algorithm that I um, showed running. So yeah, first download the code. So I'm assuming here not everyone would have a GitHub account. So instead of doing a clone of the account, I'm just going to download it. File there. And we want to extract. So this is the actual folder. You can see all the contents here. Extract that to our downloads. Yeah, that should be fine. So you can see is here. Now, if we open Pycharm, so okay, and in this window. Yeah, so now I've opened this up. Um, so first things first, we're going to need an interpreter. So generally in an IDE environment, when you're working with Python, you want to make an environment for your interpreter. So that means make a localized version of Python to run this whole stuff off. Otherwise, you would have to download all the packages to a global Python interpreter, and that can get quite annoying because you might have packages that conflict with one another. So for example, Anaconda, which is used for data science, might need to be installed, and that has a variation of Python itself. So obviously if there's two on board, then they are going to fight. So it's just easier doing it this way. So yeah, if we go to project in Python interpreter, so we're saying, yeah, okay, so you can see here we're creating a new environment um, at this location. So it would be located here within this project, the V, E, and V, and we're using the base Python of what's on this machine. So it's going to use that as a base. It's going to make an overlay of that in the local project. So we're going to always use that one instead of our base computer Python that you've downloaded. So these are the requirements for environment. We have a fresh version of Python and we need to install the requirements. So that would be pandas, munch, pycryptodome, requests, so on and so forth. And then that will do its thing and install that through that way. Yeah, um, but just to give you an outline of what needs to be done, um, you need to have you need to go into IG um, and have generated some API keys. Assuming you're doing this for the first time, you want to do this in the demo environment on IG. Um, I'm going to be working here with the spread betting suite. So the spread betting part that has a different API and account details. So grab the account number, so and such, those details, generate your API key, um, generate at least maybe 5 API keys. Once you've done that, you'll want to create a file. Um, somewhere. So let's just make a new folder here. Um, yeah, so raw ap underscore keys dot txt, and then give it, paste them here, paste them in this sort of format, one underneath the other. And Control S. And so what will happen is in your in the predefined functions folder, you have this initialization Python file, and that basically calls this, which should now read from this file. So let's say copy path slash reference. I'm going to choose the absolute path, which is all the way from the direct from the drive, so you can see it's been assigned a letter. Hang on. Okay, here's a little caveat. So usually when you run this, it should ignore it, but because Pycharm is quite bright, it's doing this thing where it's it assumes that this is regex. Change it that way. It does the same thing. Now I think this we had an error with because the version of pandas we wanted was so there was something that came up with pycryptodome, which was it uses an older version of NumPy or something like that. So you want that's pointing to that file, and what that will do is open the file up, it will check this key, return that value back here, um, return the key into here. It will check the connection, and then it would initialize a connection, return the object here, and you'll then go off and do a task. If that task doesn't work, it will throw an error, and that error will be caught, and it will run through this step again, and go on to the other, and go back into here. And since we have this counter that's been made it's made almost as a global variable, and when that's done, it will increment by one, so we will know that we've already tried this first key. We'll try the second key, and it'll keep doing that until we reach the end. So you would want maybe 5 or 10. I'll say 10 just to be safe. Um, but whatever works. Yeah. So another issue I came across was an error occurring here. So it came across saying that there was no version file within trading, within trading underscore IG. So that was just a file, a Python file that contained credentials. And so what I did was in the init file where the error occurred, no, in the init file, it was pointing to just comment this whole section out. There's no real need for it. It was just kind of validating the author who made the original IG trading API. The rest and stream servers, that sort of stuff. So yeah, just comment it out and the error should go away. So the issue with the PyDome thing was just there were different versions. It's been updated, so I should have updated the the setup file here and changed to a higher version. But I've already uploaded it, and I'm gonna upload this video as is. So yeah, just a workaround. Go to your settings, go to your project interpreter, go to NumPy, make sure that's the highest, and then go to your PyDome and install it manually that way. So just type in PyDome, it will pop up. You install it, apply, okay, does all the stuff. If the message still stays there, you need this version 3.85. Just ignore it. Click the ignore thing and click OK instead of cancel, and that should all be good. Um, yeah, I've put my own keys here, so I've put my own key API keys here, and I've put some of my details in this file here. It's just for when you download the version, it'll just ask for some details that you will be able to find on IG site under your account details. Yeah, so a good way to test everything works is to go into sample, click in the rest underscore ig.py, and then run this piece of code. This is just like just a piece of code that generates historical data for S&P 500 index under the spread betting account. Yeah, and if it works, well, everything works then. Um, so that's sort of the main core stuff done. To talk more about the actual algorithms I built without boring you, I'll give a quick rundown. So the code is assembled in a way you have a controller that calls the algorithm, and then the algorithm does some other calls other functions within predefined functions and within defined functionality and here and jumps all over the place. One of the scripts I had built was a custom stop loss, which is here. Some algorithms I've built. Well, a lot of algorithms I built. Uh, yeah, generating historical data is here as well. So you can generate historical data if you got the Epic, so the ID codes for instruments. Okay, so to round off, to actually show one of the scripts working, I showed this before, the stop loss algorithm or script that I had built, and I showed it in working in one of my previous videos. So if I do, for example, a buy in this US tech indice, let's say I place a buy, so now we have a stake in this. So if we put the stop loss right down here, and we put our limit right above here, and we run this program. So this is in algo run algo underscore stop loss, and we let's say run. So you can see how the stops moved incrementally up, and it's constantly looking on the price coming in and working out whether the stop should go up. So you can see the limit came down as well and hit it and exited it out. So if we go history, you can see our position. Yeah, it's the latest one. Yeah, we came out. So if we did that again, the program will just runs in a while loop, so it will keep going. So let's say we get rid of the history. Let's say we do that again. Buy, place deal. So we have to place a stop loss for it to understand what's going on. Okay, I think those errors occurring before was because I've only got a 5 API keys, and so they keep running or exceeding the limit. So I would say try the more API keys, the better. So you can see here the errors are coming. So that's because the lack of API keys I have. So you'd want, so I can't remember the limit that they have. I think it's like 30 API calls per minute on each key. So that's the API at work. Um, so this whole project itself has been about 2 years worth of work, on and off. And I was a bit hesitant to give it out for free on GitHub. I have put donation links across the YouTube channel and under in the description for this video and the GitHub page. So any contributions you can give will be much appreciated. It allows me to upload this type of work for free. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the code I've given and the work I've done. And thanks for watching.